In today's video, you are going to learn how to get web design clients using cold email, and by the end, you're going to walk away with the best cold email template to get web design clients in 2021 and beyond. My name is Jacob, and I've closed close to $1 million in sales, around $1 million in sales, closed contracts using cold email, and I represent X27, an agency that has generated over 100 million in closed business using cold outreach. So I want to share with you some of our tips, tricks, and secrets and best practices so you can get web design clients with cold email, and make sure you watch until the end so you don't miss out on any of the tips that will help you book more meetings and make more sales. Let's roll the intro and I'll be right back. If you want to take your cold email campaigns to the next level, if you're struggling with cold email, you should grab my free lead generation training down below for cold email. It will show you step by step how I generate leads for cold email so you can get the best possible results. And if you grab the training now, where you'll receive my best tips and tricks that I don't share anywhere else, after you grab the training via email, you'll also have the opportunity to apply to book a call with me where we can work through your cold email campaigns together, and I can help you take your cold email campaigns to the next level. So if that sounds interesting, click the link down below and I'll talk to you soon. All right, now back to the video. Okay, so when you are trying to get clients with web design, the thing you need to keep in mind is that you really need to pitch and position your website as not just a pretty fancy website that looks nice, is cool, but really a tool for this business owner or marketing director or whoever you're selling to make more money or to make their life easier. I would not recommend reaching out to CTOs or directors of technology, anything like that, because when you pitch them a new website, you're really giving them a headache. You're kind of, oh, how about this new whole project you have to deal with, right? Whereas when you reach out to a marketing director and you say, hey, I just made a website for someone like you, another marketing director at a startup, a SaaS startup, and their new website was able to triple their inbound leads within a few months because of better SEO and higher conversion rates. Are you interested as well? So now you're positioning your website as not only something that looks good and works well, but actually makes more money and affects their bottom line and makes their life easier and better, right? So you need to keep that in mind, and the way you do that is by looking at your case studies, looking at your past case studies and figuring out, have I actually done something that made someone more money? If you have, great. If you haven't, watch my video about how to get your first case study. If you've made websites before, but you can't figure out how that website made someone more money, you're probably not ready to offer this to clients, because at the end of the day, you need to be good enough at web design and marketing such that you understand how to turn a website into dollars. So once you have that all figured out, now you're ready to go. The first thing you need to do is come up with 3 different case studies. So look at your 3 best examples of a website that made someone money, ideally in 3 different industries, and then you're going to come up with a 1-sentence case study. So a 1-sentence case study is you saying, recently helped blank company or this type of company, this industry, with this service, which resulted in this outcome and had this benefit, whatever, within a certain amount of time. And so you could say, I recently helped another SaaS startup redesign their website, which resulted in 30% more demos within a few months. You could also say, I recently redesigned an e-commerce store's, a food and beverage e-commerce store's website, and within 6 months, they had managed to triple their sales because their traffic increased, their sales increased, whatever you want to say. I'm kind of riffing right now. This is not exact science. And the last thing you can do, for example, is say, I recently helped another agency redesign their website, a software development agency. Although that wouldn't really make sense because they could redesign their own website. The last one you could do, for example, is if you've helped a restaurant chain. Let's say you helped a regional restaurant chain. They've got 15 restaurants, right? They're making good money. They can afford to pay you. You help them redesign their website for all their locations, and their sales, their foot traffic increased by a certain amount afterwards because of better marketing, better website. These are all examples. So now what you would do is you would write a cold email campaign for every single example. You'd write one for SaaS, for e-commerce, and for local restaurants, but chains, right? And you reach out to all of them, see which market likes your offer the best, which you'll know because one of the 3 will just start responding back with a higher interest even before you've optimized that campaign, meaning you just guessed the subject line, you wrote your initial scripts, and you send them out. You'll see one of the 3 will perform much better. So then what you do is you double down on the winner, meaning, okay, SaaS had a much higher positive response rate than the rest. So I'm going to ditch the rest for now, focus on SaaS. How can I get this response rate even better? This is the final step, or close to the final step. This is the second to last step, where you continue tweaking and optimizing your script and your subject line and your targeting, maybe titles or whatever, until you have a campaign that's getting, let's say, 3, 4, 5% median book rate, at which point you know that this script, this sequence, and this market works well, I'm gonna scale it, and you can pump up the outreach with more and more leads. And now you have a lead generation machine running on, not completely autopilot, but if you want it to be running on autopilot, make sure you grab my lead generation training document down below in the description. It will give you everything you need to train someone else or to train yourself to generate the best, highest quality leads for cold email in the most efficient manner possible, so that you can have a consistent stream of outbound leads, meetings, sales, etc. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know if you like doing web design for the design aspect or for the money. And subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.